According to this, George, the water in Roma has a strong taste. Oh, well, that tastes angry. It tastes like David Warner. It's David Warner water.
On the road with George Dobell and Jared Kimber, two journeymen making their way between Ash's cities, armed with only cameras, partial wits, and Ash's spirit.
When I worked for an airline, there was this little old Italian lady who'd saved up all her money to fly back to Italy. And she really, it was a massive trip for her and she couldn't wait to get back. And she boarded the plane in Melbourne and she flew to Brisbane. And then she boarded the plane in Brisbane and she flew to Roma. Unfortunately, she got the wrong Roma and she ended up here. Whoops.
Hello. Can I get a soya skinny latte with a tofu salad, please?
So,
Go.
bearing in mind the whole trot thing,
Yeah.
do you think the nature of this, that it may prove a bit of a line in the sand moment, and that the rest of the Ashes will be played in a different spirit, maybe a nicer spirit, and that cricket might change?
No. No, I don't think so. I think these are aggressive men who want to win cricket games, and I think the English boys might even feel a little bit upset at the Australian boys. They might even go a little bit harder. And generally, when people go hard at the Australians, they come back in a quite cranky way. I think it would be lovely in your utopia for it to happen that way, but I don't think that's how it's going to be.
It's worth saying, isn't it, that England haven't actually complained about anything that's happened on the pitch.
No, not at all.
I know the English media have a bit.
They did complain about what happened off the pitch.
Yeah, that's different.
Which might mean that they're angry when they go back on it. Now that the trot thing got worse since what Warner said what he said.
Yeah, irrespective of what Warner said, what Michael Clark was caught saying, and again it's worth saying that he was a bit unlucky and Channel 9 shouldn't have had the stump mics on, as was the agreement that they wouldn't have them on in between overs.
Was it between overs or was it in between balls?
Honest answers, I don't know.
Because of the Bailey thing, I thought Clark came in because Bailey and Anderson were having a go, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. So was that good for the game though, or was that bad for the game, or neither? It's just the game.
I think it's just a game. I think if you have a bunch of people trying to win something against each other, I don't see it as being that much different to what I see on reality TV shows or anything else. I mean, people when they're trying to win something go hard, and both teams went quite hard there.
You could go pretty hard without the posturing, the sort of macho nonsense that seems to have come with it a lot now. Players can play as hard as they like without the silly threats, and they're quite childish stuff. And my concern would be that it makes the game a little bit uglier, and people watch it. Young people watch it, and they do tend to mimic their heroes, their role models. I know that's a word you don't like, but they do tend to, and it does concern me a bit that we'll see that sort of behaviour at schools and sports clubs in England and Australia.
So what worries you more, that they're going to abuse each other on the field, or that young fast bowlers are going to try and frighten the life out of batsmen?
No, I love young fast bowlers. I wish there were more in England.
So I suppose my question is to you: why is it okay to hurt someone, but it's not okay to tell them you're going to hurt them? It seems like a weird world to me.
Yeah, no, it is.
We've brought these sort of arbitrary rules.
Well, I don't know if it's arbitrary because it's a game with bat and ball.
Yeah, but it's not, because it's one of the most mental sports on earth. And part of it is that you are tested in every single way. There are lots of people who are quite quick at bowling and quite good at batting who don't make the top level because they can't handle the mental side.
I agree with what you're saying. It seems quite arbitrary what I'm saying. But you would also agree there's a grey area here where we would all agree, or we would both agree, that there are some things on the pitch that you can't say. So we would agree that racist abuse is unacceptable. Yeah. We would agree that abuse based on someone's sexuality or religion would be unacceptable. Yeah. But you would think that it was okay to suggest physical violence up to a point, in a context.
Yeah, but When
I'm not
I say
saying that
physical-
I know you're not saying that
Two
Michael
different
Clark
kinds.
is coming on like Jet Bauer and saying, I have your wife.
He's not
Although,
basically.
maybe that's just the next step.
Okay, so we're in Blackall, which is somewhere in Queensland, and we're on this side of the black stump. And if you come down here, this is a black stump. It's actually a replica. No, I don't know. It's a replacement black stump. But then if I come here, I'm beyond the black stump, which essentially means I'm in the middle of nowhere and that I will die. Could you explain the origins and the meaning of the term beyond the black stump?
You've been lost. You're beyond the black stump. That's simple as that. That's all I know about it.
Do you think we should let Punter out of the boot? It's really hot. I haven't heard him whimper for about half an hour.